This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, discounted prices, miniaturemarket.com.
Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. Today we're going to be in the lab, mixing up concoctions of different ingredients and trying to make these potions, and in the same time we're going to be making some explosions. Today we're talking about Potion Explosion. This is from Horrible Games. This is for 2 to 4 players, takes about 30 to 45 minutes to play, sort of like Candy Crush in a board game. Let's take a look. In Potion Explosion, you're trying to complete potions by putting the right colored marbles in all the right colored spots on a potion. The coolest component in this game is the housing where all the marbles are kept. Now you can take any one marble from here, all of them except the ones that are in the very back. You can't take those ones. Let's say I take this one black one. I take this black one and I place it here. If I've placed all my marbles but I still have some in my hand, I can place them on this beaker here. Well, you say, how do you get more marbles than just one? Well, let's say I take this red one. When I take this one marble out, any marbles that now, because of when I took those out, match, they explode and I get to take those too. So I'll take these two yellow, which then causes another chain reaction, all these black touch, so I get all of those as well. So here I can place my black, I can place the two yellows, I can also place the red, and I have 2 blacks left over. Now this is completed. I would basically get to take this and put this off to the side and flip it over. This shows me how many points it is, 3. I would flip this over and I would now put it off to the side, and the ones that were on there get put back into the dispenser. And basically you just throw them on there randomly, and if they get to the point where they're not going down, you just put them in the next nearest one and they're all filled. Now there's 5 stacks of potions. I get to select any one I want. These are random stacks. There's 8 types of potions. You only use 6 each game. You can randomly remove 2 or purposely remove 2. So there's 6 different types of potions and there's 5 stacks. I'll take this one because I know I need black. Now I'll place this here. I cannot move these to here this turn because my turn has already ended. Next turn, you can always take any of these up at your hand and put them here. And so next turn I'll be working on that one. Even if I pull a marble out of the same kind, like this blue, that still causes an explosion. I would get these 2 blue as well. And so I could now place these 2 blue here, one of those blue here, and 2 of those black here, and I'm working on my other potion. Now in addition to your normal pull, you can use the Professor. With his help, you take one of these -2 tokens, and this can be done either before or after your normal pull. So basically it just gives you a second turn, but on that turn that you use him, any explosions that normally would happen don't happen. And you can do it before or after your normal turn. So let's say I am pulling and I am going to pull this using the Professor, and then using my normal turn, I then pull this, which then allows me to get this. So it basically allows you to get you 1 additional turn if you're trying to get a chain reaction that's further away than you would normally be able to get. Now over to the side, I've scored this. Each of these scores points, and all of them have a special ability. At any time on your turn, you can drink as many potions that you've completed as you want, and you drink it by turning it upside down, and you activate the special ability. Let's talk about the different special abilities. Oh, and by the way, the blue marbles are Unicorn Tears, the red's Dragon Smoke, the black is Ogre Mucus, and the yellow is Fairy Dandruff. And this one here allows you to take as many different colors from the bottom tray. So each tray I can only take from once, and I can only take 1 of each color. So I can take this yellow, this blue, this red, and this black. That's that one. This one allows you to reuse or re-drink a potion that you've already drank. This one allows me to take all the stuff from my beaker and use them as wild. So I literally could just fill this up with the wrong colors, because that's what that potion allows me to do. This one allows me to steal from another opponent's beaker. So if this was my opponent, I could steal all these from him. This one just allows me to take any one ball from the dispenser and no explosions happen. So let's say I take this blue, no explosions happen, but at least I get the blue. This one allows you to take any 2 adjacent different colors and no explosions happen. So I could take this yellow and the black, but the explosion doesn't happen. This allows me to take 2 or more of the same color of adjacent marbles from the dispenser with no explosions. So essentially I could take all 3 of these blue because they're adjacent and they're the same color. No explosions. This allows me to take up to 5 ingredients of the same type from the same track and just get rid of it and get it out of there. So essentially, let's say I could get rid of all these yellows, no explosions happen, and these go back in the dispenser. Now, when you complete things, you kind of put them off to the side. Now, I have 2 of the same ones stacked on each other. One of them I already drank, one of them I did not. Now, anytime you get a 3rd potion of the same type, like that you've completed, you get to take one of the tokens. You get to take the 4 points and put it in front of you, and this acts as a timer because there's a certain amount of these depending on the amount of players, and when those run out, the game ends. Another way to get one of those is to get 5 of different ones. Now, from what I've told from the publisher, you can actually use the kind that you use for 3. That can also be used in one of the sets for 5. So this is 5 different ones, so you can get another one of those tokens like that. Essentially, each potion can be used once as a 3 and once as a 5 set. So I would start making new ones down here. This was a start player marker. It started and stayed with someone the entire game. When the last skill token is taken, you just make sure that everyone had the same amount of turns, the game ends, and then you score it. Essentially, you add up all of the completed potions, plus your skill tokens, minus any helper tokens. The one who has the most is the winner. If it's a tie, each tied player takes 1 marble and then does an explosion, and whoever has the most marbles from that is the winner. Now, this game was on my top 10 most anticipated games that came out of Essen, Germany this year. And I think, for me, this lived up to what I hoped it was. It's such a cool idea. That huge dispenser with all the marbles and being able to pull those out and causing chain reactions. That's sort of that puzzly aspect to this, and it's a ton of fun. And everyone I've played this with really likes that because a lot of people play those little apps on their phone, you know, the different gem apps and you know, Candy Crush, and it's similar to those types of things where you're like, I know which ones I need, but if I do this, I can get this and this and this, and you see these multiple explosions, and that's really the heart of the fun part of the game. But at the same time, once you grab those, you're like, okay, I've got to put them somewhere. Which ones do I really need? I got to put them here. And then the coolest part, I think, is really storing up a bunch of those special abilities and drinking, and throwing like a humongous turn down and getting a bunch of potions done at once. You're trying to do that set collection aspect, long-term strategy as well to try to get those skill tokens. I think it's a great game. It's simple, it's pretty streamlined, it's easy to teach. You can take out some of the ones that you want. So there's one that's like, hey, steal marbles from an opponent. I know my wife hates aggressive games when you steal stuff from people, so you can use that as one of the 2 that you throw out of the 8 total potions. You can either randomly do it, or you can take out the ones that cater to your playing style, and I like that. It's fun. It's a good family game. It's still good for gamers. I totally recommend this one because it is just different. I don't have anything quite like it in my collection, so for that reason, I will be keeping this. So let's see, is there anything I don't like about it? Well, when you play with more than 2 players, there can be a little bit of AP that goes on, just a little bit, if someone's really trying to study the marbles because, you know, things change in between turns. It's not too bad, but, you know, it does take 3 other turns to come around to you. So there's a little bit more downtime there. Because of that reason, I prefer it with 2, but I'd probably never turn this game down with 3 or 4 anyways, just because it's so fun to watch those marbles get pulled up and watch people do cool stuff, and watch people do that. So yeah, if someone's having a long turn, they're pulling, they're thinking, they're pulling, they're doing a bunch of stuff, it's going to be a little bit to your turn, but that's the only negative thing. I'm really nitpicking here, because the game is a lot of fun. One I'll be keeping because it does so many things different. Great thought, simple, good depth with not a lot of complexity, and for that, let's induct it into my gaming library with a saxophone serenade.
This video was sponsored by Miniature Market's Review Corner. The Review Corner features podcasts, video, and written game reviews by gamers for gamers. Miniature Market, the online gaming superstore. Thousands of board games, discounted prices. Check them out at miniaturemarket.com.